Welcome to the Doc G Show, a radio show cluster. Without further ado, critics have said he has the face for radio and a voice for silent films. Your host, Ben Doc G Gordon.
And we are on the air. Welcome to the Doc G Show. I'm your host, Doc G. With me, as always, the one, the only, Mikey Maximus, the alternative parent, Charette.
Dr. Gordon, how are you, sir?
Pretty good. That's a little play on your not
good.
Mom, Mike. You're the alternative parent.
Oh, yeah. I am the alternative, yes.
I was going to go with alternate, but I was like, well, alternate parent doesn't roll off like alternative parent. But then I was conflicted with alternative because I was like, it sounds like you're like grunge rock or something. What? You know? And I was like, it's the alternative parent, you know? But Mike, is everything good being a dad? You good?
Everything's great, man. Yeah, I can't complain.
Good.
Yeah. Well, hey, you know, the baby now with this developmental, with where she's at in her development, she's crawling around everywhere. So it's like I can't just leave her on the floor in one place anymore. I gotta
watch out.
her.
Gotta watch out.
Yeah, she loves cords and electrical sockets. So it's not good.
She loves things that can completely kill her in 2 seconds.
Yeah. It's like toys, man. We got a million toys around here, but when she sees a big ball of wires, she can't help herself.
Anything bad. It's like one of my friends had a small child, Mike, and the small child came into my office, and I had just ran, and I had my dirty clothes in a pile, and the kid just went automatically to my socks and just stuck my socks in their mouth. And I was just like, what? Why? Why would that be the thing in this whole office that you're just like, ooh, disgusting. Yeah. Just like,
yeah.
They're bananas, Mike. They're bananas.
They really are.
But you know, Mike, I gotta vent. Sometimes I do that.
Oh, please do.
You know what's really just grinding the old gears right now?
What's going on?
Feeds, Mike.
Word.
Feeds.
I've talked about feeds. I'm talking social media feeds and search engine feeds, Mike. Can't stand them, Mike.
Nope.
Yeah, you mean like when you search something?
Yeah, when they're just when they're trying to give you you didn't ask for, Mike.
Oh, yeah, some advertising.
Advertising, but also just like, on Instagram, you know?
Oh, trying to make you follow people. Hey, are you interested?
Yeah, well, I know I've mentioned before, but, just everything about it, Mike. It's in the name, feed. They're literally referring to us like we're livestock. Like they're fattening us up before they send us off to slaughter us. Like, oh, we're giving them some good feed right here. Oh, they're getting fat and juicy. Oh, keep on feed. Like, just the name. I resent so much when somebody was like, oh, yeah, I was on TikTok and on my feed I saw this. Or I was on Instagram and on my feed I saw this. I'm just like,
Blam.
Gross. Like, I just don't even want to use the word.
Nope.
Second, it's the arrogance of the feed, Mike, of the algorithm. That their company, whether it's TikTok, whether it's Meta, whether it's Google, whoever it is, they think they know exactly what I want to see.
Girl, come on.
I'm a complex, multifaceted being, Mike. And your computer can't decide what I want to see and hear. And just out of resentment, just being out of a contrarian, even if I do see something interesting, most of the time I'm like, no, I'm not looking at that. I'm not, no. I'm going to look at something completely different. I'm going to look up pictures of trampolines now just because you said that. Like, I just, it makes me mad, Mike. And here's the thing. Here's how I got angry about this. There were 2 incidences, Mike. 2 incidences that occurred. First, here's the first thing that made me hate feeds. So I made a little post, Mike. There were a couple, of course, every week make posts from the show. And here I made a post, a little harmless clip of me and you talking about fragrances. You know, I made a little segment of where I was talking about my cologne and the lady thinking my cologne smelled like cookies, if you remember. And then you made a joke about, does that turn you on? And then I returned the volley with a little comment about being fired. Very harmless. Just, if you wanted to, like, when you look at it, first of all, everybody loves cookies. That's positive. Second of all, we were promoting a healthy work environment. You know, we're saying, hey, if you start asking people about turning each other on, you're going to get fired, right? Mm-hmm. All of this is a positive. At worst, you watch the clip and you don't and you just move on, right? If you see that clip, you're just like, whatever, all right. But I put that clip on YouTube, right? The clip, Mike, received more dislikes than likes. More dislikes than likes for an innocuous clip about cologne. It's not like I got on there and I was like, by the way, I'd like to murder every single dog in this world. I didn't say some horrible thing like that. It wasn't anything.
Make that a clip. Let's see how these downvoters feel.
Like, it wasn't anything that was controversial, Mike. It wasn't an anger-inducing topic. And I was just like, what? How? How is that possible? So I dug into the analytics, Mike. I went back, and I was just like, why would this be? You know? Were they searching for, what were they? No. You know where people got this video? Through their feed, Mike. Almost 90% of these people got it through their feed. And when somebody gets it through their feed, they get so passive that they see two dudes talking about cologne. They're like, oh, what? This is what I normally see. Down like. And they just dislike it because they can't handle it anymore on their feed. And they want to see whatever exactly they were looking at before. Without second. And you ask those people, do you actually dislike this video? And they're like, no, I don't give a this video. That would be their response, Mike. But because they're trying to keep the person on there longer, we got a bunch of dislikes.
Dang.
It's a bunch of BS, Mike.
Sorry, Doc G. That stinks.
Well, get ready to be more angry, Mike, because it
doesn't smell good like your fragrance.
Amen,
it
Mike.
Stinks.
It
stinks like a dislike.
Now,
whatever that smells like.
The other thing that got me going on feeds, Mike, started going through my own feed on Instagram, which I'll be honest, I try to avoid at most times. If I'm going on one of these social medias, I just search for whatever I want to see. But every now and then, I would like to go through the feed to see the people that have actually been on the show and keep up with their day-to-day, right? But it's like you said earlier, I can't even do that. Because when I go through the feed, half of it is the app trying to be like, hey, what about this person? Hey, did you know this person? They really did this popular thing. Check this out.
Yeah.
And
I don't follow them. No.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I can honestly say I have never followed a single person that they have put in that feed. And it is out of complete spite that I'm like, your algorithm. I'm not going on and liking this person or going towards their thing. So, anywho, Mike.
I wish Instagram would give us back that functionality of being able to control our feed.
Yeah. I don't think they're doing it. Man.
Chronological order, and hey, turn off. Hey, I'll pay 50 cents a month for no ads. Come on.
Well, see, they know though. That's the thing. And I'm sorry, listeners, if you're one of these people, but they know they can suck in the weak people that aren't thinking about it, that are just like, oh wow, more things that I like, and it just keeps them there longer, and they just keep looking at those things the whole time. That's the whole name of the game, and they've realized that's way better at doing it
TikTok is 100% that, by the way. Anybody you follow, you don't see their stuff. You only see, well, for me, it's a bunch of AI videos right now because they're pretty funny. But
Mike, my point as far as what I saw on the feed. So I'm on there, and one of the posts that they just showed me that I did not ask for, of course, was about Michael Jordan. And of course it was about Michael Jordan because it's me.
So true.
And they know everything about me. And they're like, this likes Michael Jordan. We're going to send him all kinds of Michael Jordan stuff, right? Now, I don't know if you've seen this, Mike, but there is a post about Michael Jordan helping out the janitor of his old high school.
Oh, yeah, he gave him his shoes, right?
It says that he paid all of his bills. He helped him out with his house. All of these great things. And, of course, at first you're like, oh, how nice. Michael Jordan is being kind and considerate. But, of course, that's what I was like. I was like, oh wait a second. Michael Jordan's not kind and considerate.
Nope.
He's ultra competitive and holds grudges. That is not who he is at all. I was like, this has got to be bullshit. And of course, I looked this up, Mike. I looked this up. And it is bull.
Oh, don't tell me he didn't pay the bills.
He didn't do any of the. And as I was looking it up, I was like, there's no way Michael Jordan would do this. It's much more likely that he would burn down a janitor's house because he pointed out a layup he missed in a game 50 years ago. And he's like, I'll get him later. Like, that's much more likely what Michael Jordan would do, not pay his bills. And I looked it up. And yeah, no, it was completely made up. Which, first of all, who the is the idea to put that out on the internet? It's like, we're going to make people think that Michael Jordan is doing philanthropy. Like, what? I mean, I guess just get more likes, but, like, I'm just like, this is so weird. But anyways, Mike, like, I saw this, and then that's the thing, is I was just like, why is this here? Now, why does that matter? Why do I care about this? Well, how many likes do you think this one post had that I saw on my feed?
Like 1 million, probably.
Yeah, 250,000 likes, Mike. Millions and millions and millions of views, right? Now, of course, this is some benign crap, Mike. This doesn't really matter, right? But this can be the same thing as serious and extremely important topics, right? And that's what feeds do. They suck people in to like this, and you go, oh, okay, yeah, totally. All right.
Read the headline, did no research, and Michael Jordan's amazing. Yeah. Confirms my beliefs.
Yeah. So let me reiterate. Feeds.
Yeah.
Now, I know most of you listeners of the show didn't find us by a feed because no feeds actually lead you to the Doc G show. So I appreciate
we're anti-feed.
I appreciate that you guys searched us out. Thank you for searching us out. Mike, are you ready to fire up this anti-feed show?
Let's fire up this show, Doc G.
All 3 engines up and burning. 2, 1. 0 and lift off.
Woo! My goodness. Now I feel lighter now.
There you go. That's
you
good.
know, I got it off my chest, Mike. Got it off my chest. And, we have got a great show today. We have a young buck from Michigan, Mr. Myron Elkins on the show. Myron, he's been in the biz for about 6 years now. But he's only 25 years old, man.
Wow.
Yeah. He's making some Americana music. Pretty wild. He was already a full-time welder when he got into the biz. He was a welder at 19, working, over 40 hours a week. Just
nice. Must have been a
welding
millionaire.
Things. And then they were like, hey, let's make some music. And he went down to Nashville. He worked with Dave Cobb, made his first album. Now he's out there grinding himself. And if I do remember the dates correctly, he's in Spain right now doing some shows.
So true.
So Can't wait for you guys to hear me talking with Myron. He is a fantastic guy, super nice fella, a Michigan original. Mike, we need to start, though. Where we start?
Birthday suit.
Happy birthday, Mr. President.
Yes. Now, this isn't your forte, Mike. This is a music birthday suit, and it's not really your. Well, I don't know. I mean, it's a person that most people.
Let's just say it, Doc G. It's a country artist.
No, it's rock. It's rock. Very well-known guitarist. So here we go. Born on July 23rd, 1965 in London, England. Our birthday suit wearer is the lead guitarist of Guns N' Roses and was the lead guitarist for Velvet Revolver. He is known for his curly black hair, aviator glasses, top hat, and Gibson guitar. He is in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. He is one of the greatest guitar players in the world. Name that birthday suit wearer.
Yeah.
Like Prince, he's got one name. Girl, come on. I mean, he actually has a last name, but people just know him by that first name.
I don't know.
Starts with an S. Slash, Michael. Slash.
Thanks. I was trying to, but I thought Slash was. He is a guitarist.
He is.
But I didn't know he was the lead.
He's been the lead since 1985.
Huh.
You know.
Okay.
Well, he disbanded from. They broke up for a good 16 years, and he wasn't part of Guns N' Roses from like 95-ish. Well, 20 years from like 95 until like 2016. Now they're back together, and no offense, they're not. You know, it's not as good a show as it used to be. No offense to those guys, but it's But he's still out there. He's still getting it done. And my God, if you want to read a wacky autobiography, Mike, get yourself a little Slash autobiography. That is
all right.
He almost died a couple of times in there, a couple heroin overdoses, elevators closing on his head while he's dead to the world, banana sandwich, Mike. He had heart problems there. I'm pretty sure he's had like open heart surgery like 4 times or something like that. It's crazy. And side note, he's on the board of trustees of the Greater Los Angeles Zoo Association.
Random.
Big fan of reptiles, Mike.
Okay.
He's always been a fan of snakes. He had like a whole bunch of snakes, and then he got rid of a lot of them when he actually had kids. He started having kids like in the very early 2000s, and he was like, couple of these pythons may eat my baby, so I may need to get rid of them. So he got rid of. Well, he rehomed them. I shouldn't say he got rid of them.
Right.
He found.
He rehomed them in the Everglades.
That's where they all came from. Everybody
wasn't he jacked for a period too? Like, wasn't he like?
No. I mean, he was like he looked deceivingly in shape, I would say.
Okay. It was just all the oil.
Like I said, he was not, for the most part, in good shape, like actually health. But I mean, he looked physically, like aesthetically pretty good. But I never say he was like Jack. Okay. Now, like
maybe
George Lynch was jacked. Zach Wilde was jacked. But Slash, you would just say there were times that he looked lean and semi-defined.
Okay.
I would never even say he looked like ripped, because he never actually, like, just my opinion, Mike, lowest he ever was, 14% body fat. That would be my guess. 13, somewhere in that ballpark.
Word.
Now, on the other hand, George Lynch, who has openly admitted that he did a lot of steroids, especially in the 90s, much lower percentage body fat than that. But I have no idea why we're talking about this.
Nope.
It
I
is.
thought he was jacked. I thought Slash was like I thought he had a period of jackedness. Anyways,
Not really. No.
Okay.
No. He's turning. What do you think he's turning, Mike? I mean, I know I said the year, but you probably don't remember.
No, I don't.
What do you think he's turning?
56. I'm going to say 60.
The big 6-0, Mike. He is
nice.
turning the big 6-0. Happy birthday to Slash. Mike, are you ready to rip some headlines?
Let's rip some headlines, Doc G.
It's now time for Rip from the Headlines.
All right, Mike, let's start ripped from the headlines here with an article from Insider. Here's the headline. In-N-Out billionaire Lindsay Snyder says her family will leave California along with company's headquarters. Doing business is not easy here.
Word.
That's a headline, Mike. That's a headline. Now, Mike, you might not have caught this, but doing business, that's code for staying a billionaire while I continue to screw over all my workers. That would be, that's what she means by hard to do business. Mike, she was recently on the Relatable podcast with Allie Beth Stuckey. I'm guessing you've never heard of that podcast.
No.
Neither have I.
Nope.
But I got to be honest, nothing says relatable like being a billionaire heiress of a fast food chain, right?
Of course.
Right? That's why she's on it, Mike. Perfect. But I also got to say, Mike, I looked at the actual show, and Allie Beth, the hostess, I don't really relate with anything that she does.
Nope.
We are very ends of the spectrum as far as what she does. But I to find common ground, Mike, I did find a post where she was doing push-ups.
Oh, okay.
So I can relate to her on that. Me and her have push-ups in common.
Yeah.
So, anywho, Mike, Lindsay went on the podcast, and she said she was moving to Tennessee, and that's where she's also moving the In-N-Out headquarters. Now, apparently, when she was asked why she's moving out of California, she cited the mask rules and the vaccine rules from the pandemic. And other than that, she didn't give any reasons of why business was hard in California, which I'm no expert, Mike, but I think they're finished with those rules, would be my guess. So, she's not making it a very good argument, in my opinion.
No.
And she kind of makes me not like In-N-Out Burger, I got to be honest. Like, how are you going to call yourself the West Coast Burger and then have your headquarters in Tennessee? Like, you are supposed to be the thing when people go out to the West Coast, and your headquarters are going to be in Tennessee? It's like UCLA being a part of the Big Ten. It's stupid. Doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
Like,
that's unusual. There's no,
Yeah.
I mean, do they even have In-N-Outs?
They
on the
don't
East
yet.
Coast?
They're moving to. I mean, that's one of the big things is they're going to put In-N-Outs in Tennessee.
Right.
But they're like refusing to do it in other states because she said she wants to control the growth. She doesn't want it to outpace their abilities.
Gotcha.
But I got to be honest, Mike. In-N-Out Burger, don't get me wrong, it's good. I'll eat it. To me, it doesn't live up to the hype. Does it live up to the hype for you?
I mean, it's pretty good, man.
It's good. Don't get me wrong. It is a fast food burger, but some people are just like, oh my God, it's the only. And I'm like, it's a burger, man. It's not.
Yeah.
It's not that great. It doesn't we've done our top 3 burgers on the show. Doesn't reach my top 3.
Yeah. I think it's also really cheap. It's really inexpensive. And it could have something to do with the fact that there's always a line there, I think is the other
Well,
thing.
to me, again, it's the quintessential Californian burger. And if you're moving it out of there, you've just ruined what you are doing. Like it's like you said, it's a whole scene. You go there, it's busy. You feel like the West Coast fast food establishment. Like, but if you go there and you're like, oh, this is the greatest Tennessee burger. What? It's goofy, Mike.
Yeah,
it's goofy. Mike, let's move on here. Washington Post. Here's a headline from Washington Post. Only the serious headlines from Washington Post. You might be fooling yourself about peanut butter, plus 5 other protein mistakes.
Wait, what?
Mike, you know what I got to say about fooling yourself with peanut butter?
What do you have to say, Doc G?
Of course we're fooling ourselves about peanut butter. We slather it on like we're making a healthy decision.
Nope.
And it's got butter in the name. It's nut butter. It's a giant pile of nut fat. And we're like, just being healthy, everybody. Just gonna have a little butter. It's like, yeah, what? Of course it's a bad decision, but it's delicious. Isn't it good, Mike? Aren't you a fan?
I eat peanut butter every day. I eat multiple tablespoons of peanut butter every day. So I shouldn't, Doc G?
I love it, man. I love it. Now, I will say I'm a crazy nutbag, pun intended. I love cashew butter.
Oh.
Which technically cashew's not even a nut. That's right, I said it. It's not a nut. Blew your mind, didn't I?
A little bit. What is it? It's not a legume, is it?
I think so.
Oh.
But you should see, and I think I've mentioned this before on the show, if you just Google what a fruiting cashew plant looks like, very weird. There's like a little pepper thing at the bottom of it, and the actual cashew grows out of the top. Very bizarre. Mike, but do you want to know the other 5 mistakes of protein?
Yes.
Okay, I'm going to go through these fairly quickly. Number 1, not eating enough protein at breakfast. There's number 1. I don't know. I would say I'm a little guilty of that one every now and then. Number 2, eating peanut butter. That was the second one. Number 3, not eating enough protein as an older adult. Well, becoming old as Mike, I would say I need to be cognizant of that. Need to make sure. Number 4, eating too much red and processed meat. And I got to say, that's the best kinds. Come on, that's the fun stuff. Don't take that out, Washington Post. Come on, deli meats, a good ribeye. That's the fun stuff.
Delicious.
Very delicious. Number 5, not eating enough seafood, Mike. Yeah. Definitely guilty of that. That's the healthiest protein. I don't eat enough of it. And I'm here in Florida. I have no excuse. Sea is surrounding me, and I have no excuse.
Well,
you have an excuse, Mike.
Yeah, we're in the middle.
You're in the middle of the desert. You're like, where am I going to get
seafood?
I have no ability.
Not cooking seafood in my house. F that. It's gross.
Gets a stank,
weird.
Mike. It's hard to remove that stank. Yeah. Now, number 6, Mike, not eating enough protein-rich plants. Which, again, I would say I'm a little guilty of that. I do like my beans. Don't get me wrong. I like my beans. Now, how many mistakes have you been making, Mike, out of those 6?
I would say all of them. I've made all of them. Yeah, a lot of red meat. I
like it.
A lot of peanut butter. No protein for breakfast, except peanut butter protein.
Mike just has straight tablespoons of sugar just for breakfast.
Well, we do the no sugar peanut butter. Well, yeah.
There you go. That's better.
I don't know.
I mean, they're basically in this thing. They're just saying that peanut butter has a ton of fat, which it does, of course, and it doesn't have as much protein as some people think.
Okay.
Which, it's still a good food. It's just a good source of fat. It's not a good source of protein.
Gotcha. Yeah.
Anywho, Mike, are you ready for a little travel and leisure?
Yes, I love travel and leisure.
Here's the headline. This U.S. lake is so clear and turquoise, it's nicknamed the Caribbean of the North.
Word.
And you can swim, snorkel, and scuba in it. Mike, I'm guessing you probably don't know what lake this is.
No, I don't. Washington State?
Torch Lake in Michigan.
Michigan.
And I'll say, it definitely looks cool, Mike. Definitely looks cool. But no one calls anything in Michigan the Caribbean. That Caribbean is cold as when February rolls around. Also, last time I checked, the Caribbean is part of a ocean, not a lake. Sort of hard to think you're in the Caribbean when you're like, hey, there's the other side. I think I can throw a rock over there. Like, that doesn't,
Nope.
Yeah. And I got to say, Mike, I took a look at some videos from the 4th of July on Torch Lake. Once again, it's not the Caribbean from those videos. Far too skanky to be the Caribbean. Lots of folks in their American flag gear and their flags and their nonsense. Oh, man. And apparently, Mike, it is pretty interesting, though. The water, very, very blue. It's so clear, apparently, because there's minimal organic runoff, and it's very calcium-rich sediment from where it was formed by glaciers. So you got a whole bunch of calcium at the bottom that gives it that sort of clear appearance there. But you know what I'll say about it, Mike?
What's that?
I'd like to go.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. I'd take a trip during the summer, Maybe just like a big old road trip. Florida to Michigan. Drive it up there. The grand finale, Torch Lake. Mm-hmm. Now, would I go there in winter? No.
No way.
Summer? Yes.
Would you swim in the lake?
Yeah, I would.
All right.
Seemed very nice, Mike. And I mean, wild, because you can just see you're all the way to the bottom. I mean, not in the super deep places. You can't see it there. But, where it's like 20 feet, you can see all the way to the bottom. It's wild.
Okay.
Yeah, it's pretty wild. Anyways, we need to take a break. We are going to hear from Myron Elkins right here on the Doc G Show. We will be right back. Here on the Doc G Show. And we are back here on the Doc G Show. Spinnaker Radio, WSKR LP 95.5 FM in Jacksonville, Florida. Mike, what do the listeners need to do?
Well, Doc G, if the listeners feel like the show is a positive way to waste their time, they should please subscribe to the show. We are everywhere, listeners. Spotify, SoundCloud, YouTube, Sirius, Pandora. Please subscribe to the show. Also, listeners, if you are feeling extra generous, please leave us a 5-star review where you can. Not all platforms offer 5-star review options. Give us an upvote, though. Give us a like. Whatever you can do.
I feel like, Mike, I was just thinking of my intro about feeds. I feel like maybe on my videos from now on, we might just have a header above it that says, a disclaimer. Like, if you see this on your feed, we will murder you if you dislike this. Just something minor,
I think we'll have the most disliked videos.
That's true. Hey, which is something, all right? If you have the most dislikes, not everybody can do that.
Nope.
That's special in itself. But you know what, Mike? We have people out there that like our stuff.
So true.
Yeah, we do.
And those people that like our stuff, I'm gonna call them out right now. These are the 5-star listeners right here.
Shoutouts.
Shout out to Winfield, West Virginia, Biloxi, Mississippi, Tulsa, Oklahoma, Peoria, Illinois, Katy, Texas, Toms River, New Jersey, Olive Branch, Mississippi, Richardson, Texas, Asheville, North Carolina, Los Angeles, California, Spartanburg, South Carolina, Genoa, Italy, Athens, Georgia, Baton Rouge, Louisiana, Chicago, Illinois, Boynton, Virginia, Fort Lauderdale, Florida, Columbus, Ohio, Falkenstein, Germany, Jacksonville, Florida, Columbia, South Carolina, Radford, Virginia, Gainesville, Florida, Barcelona, Spain, Frankfurt, Germany, Fort Worth, Texas, Boardman, Oregon, Phoenix, Arizona, Anoka, Minnesota, Ashburn, Virginia, Piracai, Brazil, San Diego, California, and Dublin, Ireland.
Nice.
Yeah, I would have been even better if I didn't have to scroll up there, Mike. I had to scroll up, threw me off a little bit. But you know what? Those folks, props to you guys.
Thank you.
Props to you guys. We appreciate it a lot.
That's right.
Mike, we got to thank the 4-star listeners. Here we go. First on the list, Wichita, Kansas.
Oh, Wichita.
That's right. We have had several connections with Wichita. Which? Have you ever eaten at Which, Mike?
Oh, dude. Oh, I love Which, man. I miss that place so much. I don't think they have those sandwich stores anymore.
Oh, they gotta.
Which is still around?
I feel like.
So true.
Oh, man. I got the best subs there. Oh, that place is awesome. I love that concept.
Hold on. Let's.
I don't have many rewards memberships for anything, but Which, I had a Which card.
Yeah, they still got it, Mike. It's still out there. It's still out there. Now, let me check real quick here.
I don't think it's I think it's East Coast only.
The closest one you've got is California, Mike.
Okay, yeah.
Closest one you've got is Palm Desert. So if you want to hit up Palm Desert, you can get yourself Which. But California, they're pumping them out. They got them in California.
Have to check it out next time I'm over there.
California and Arizona got they've got a bunch out there. But yeah, it's a good place, isn't it?
Yeah, I love it, man. I mean, for listeners, basically the idea is they give you a bag, which they put your sandwich in, but on the bag are all your options for sandwiches and ingredients. And man, I would check every ingredient. And they had some good ingredient options too. The roasted peppers sauce. They would stack your. That's it. That's the one that I totally remember. But they would stack sandwiches.
Oh yeah. Well, I would equate it, listeners that are not familiar, with basically like Subway, except higher quality ingredients, and you don't have to talk to the people that work there. Like Mike just said, you just hand the bag to them, and you're like, make the bag.
That's
and you
what
go,
I want.
Yeah, it's nice. It's very nice. It is. For folks that do not want any interaction with humans, it's great. And I honestly, I did that so much in grad school, Mike. I had one across the street, and I would go there a bunch. And yeah, you just go in there, and you're like, "Here's my bag," and you just don't,
load it up.
It's great. It's great. I used to. I would get like I like their sort of the cheesesteak style that they had, and then I was also a big fan of just the turkey bacon that they had. Of course, was delish.
I went Italian every time.
Oh,
I never even got anything else other than the Italian.
Wow. I am betting Which is not from Wichita, but it's just
thank you, Wichita, for listening to the show.
Hey, it's another place though. It is another regular listening area, Mike. Dallas.
Cool.
Dallas is
Nice.
where Which originated from.
Oh.
So there you go. There you go. Shout out to Which and shout out to Wichita. There we go.
Yeah.
There we go. Thanks to both. More so Wichita because they're listening to the show. Orlando, Florida. Shout out to them. Charlotte, North Carolina. Shout out to the Queen City. Atlanta, Georgia. Hot Atlanta. Shout out to you guys. Greenwood, South Carolina. Small area. I like Greenwood. Helsinki, Finland. Shout out to you guys. St. George, Grenada, Mike. St. George has 3 weeks. St. George, you keep it up. 3 more weeks on the 4-star listens. You're a regular. You're a regular, St. George, so keep it up. You got to keep listening. Got to pump it out. Singapore, Mike. Shout out to Singapore. Virginia Beach. Shout out to Virginia Beach. Virginia, of course. Manchester, England. And lastly, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. There we go.
Cool.
Anyways, Mike, we need to take a break. We're going to be right back with none other than Myron Elkins here on the Doc G Show. Welcome back to the show, everybody. We are very happy to be welcoming a fantastic musician who just released his second album, Nostalgia for Sale, just about a month ago. Mr. Myron Elkins. Myron, how's it going?
Going good. Just we've been recording, practicing, touring, getting ready to head over to Europe.
That's what I was gonna bring up first. I noticed you're going to Spain. You got 3 shows coming up like next week. Now you played last year. Was it in Spain? Same place?
Yeah. Yep. It's the Hiracasa Country Music Festival. We played last year. They're having us back, and this time we're gonna hit some shows in Barcelona and Valencia.
Awesome.
I love Spain, man. We had a really good reception there, and I guess European audiences really, really dig American music.
I was about to say it's the Americana, they love. I mean, I've had plenty of guests that do rock music, plenty of guests that do country music, plenty of guests that do, I don't know what you'd call R&B, soul music, and it's something about it. They dig it. They especially Spain.
Yeah, it all shares kind of a similar thing, which is really hard to believe. I think Merle Haggard and James Brown have something very similar, and it's kind of hard to describe. But I feel like American audiences have kind of abandoned that in the last 30 years. But
yeah, they're definitely close than I think a lot of their fans would want to admit on both sides. But I noticed also, sort of going along that Spain route there, I was taking a gander at the old Spotify, and I don't know if you looked at this. I don't know if you're a numbers guy in any way, but Australia has 3 out of your top 5 listening spots.
Yeah, that's wild. I'm not sure what's going on there. We've never been to Australia. Maybe Keith Urban said something. I'm not sure.
I mean, I wouldn't doubt it, but would that be on your list, of course, of places to go?
Yeah, everywhere is really, on the list, I guess.
Yeah.
We're pretty much a pretty hardcore American rock and roll band. I think, like I said, that stuff's appreciated outside of America more than anywhere.
Absolutely. Well, I mean, I've got a friend actually who's getting ready, like here in like a week, to go to Australia, and man, those time zone changes though. Oh my God, that would kill me.
That is wild.
I mean, with going to Spain, you got 5 hours. That's a pretty big time change. Well, 6 hours for Central Time Zone, but like 13. Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a lot.
That'd be rough. But, if there's an audience that'll listen, we've done a lot stupider things, I'll tell you that.
You get on a plane for 30 hours, why not, man?
Yeah.
Well, now, speaking of performing, something I wouldn't have came down yet from, but you just finished up playing 3 shows last month with the one and only Mr. Willie Nelson. And not to mention on the side, Bob Dylan. Both of these guys playing at this festival, you got to play. What was that like?
It was fantastic, man. It's kind of like victory laps. It felt like, every show is kind of a little victory lap. I'm a huge nerd of I mean, I guess American music
Yeah.
history, and those two guys are really, and I'm not trying to, be cheesy or sugarcoat anything, but I mean, they are like pillars of American songwriting and
Yeah.
what it means to be a musician. Um, so it was wild. We got a chance just to briefly say hi to Willie Nelson. I didn't really have much to say to him. I have so many questions that we would have had to give me a month.
Yeah.
And then, I mean, it was victory laps. That's what I kind of felt like to me, yeah.
Now, did you get to watch them in action? Did you get to see both of them play or no?
Yeah, every night, as much as I could. That first night was a little tough because it was a hometown show, but
Yeah.
the other two nights I watched them play, and at 92, man, Willie Nelson is still a must see. I mean, it's his live show is still right there, up to par.
Yeah, it's amazing. It is definitely
Yeah.
amazing. And I mean, Bob, I'm guessing you didn't see Bob outside of the shows. He's a pretty elusive character.
Yeah, no, it was definitely that was a very very closed door. There was no saying hi or even,
I feel like, yeah, that is like two opposite. I mean, like you said, they are pillars of American music, but they definitely do not have the same outside personality outside of on the stage. That's for sure.
Yeah, I know. That's so wild because I could see those two getting along very well. I could be wrong, but I could see them getting along. I mean, Bob always sounded like to me kind of very Woody Guthrie, and and Woody's in that same vein of the old school, like Lefty Frizzell's, Hank Williams, and obviously that's Willie Nelson's heroes. So, but they are very, very, very different.
Well, now, I mean, I know reading about you, I know your family, especially grandparents, love country when you were growing up. How jazzed was the family when they heard you were playing a festival with the Red-Headed Stranger?
It's about as big as anything I've ever done. I haven't done too many big things, but I've definitely gotten some bones thrown my way. But that one was probably definitely the biggest.
Nice.
It was 2023, I believe, so 2 years ago. That was the first time I got to jump on the road with him, actually, with him and John Fogerty.
Nice.
So brought my grandma along for that one, and huge CCR fan, so it's cool.
I was about to say, yeah. Man, he's got a catalog Willie does too, but man, those hits just keep coming with CCR when you can play those, man. Woo.
Yeah, John Fogerty is a sleeper for sure as far as songwriting goes. I mean, and one of my favorite records of his is the Blue Moon Swamp that he released, well into the 90s.
Yeah.
That's a guy whose well never really ran dry.
He's got a lot of great solos that sort of got overlooked there. Yeah.
Yeah, he signed a bad deal, just like a lot of kids did back then. But unfortunately, John was a genius, and it really starved us from great music. Him signing those bad deals.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, now, I mean, back to the country. Like I said, your granddad was into classic country. Did he have a favorite?
That's hard to say, he really liked Ronnie Millsap. We would talk a lot about Ronnie Millsap. We were big, and still are, huge fans of Ronnie, which was more on the pop country side. Along with Glenn Campbell and all those guys. But really the outlaw country movement was huge for Papa and me growing up. We'd always listen to Merle Haggard, George Jones, Waylon Jennings.
Man, bouncing on both sides then.
Yeah, well, I think, the pop country of the 1970s was still very, very, it had substance and integrity still within the music. And it's kind of the first time that was coming into the genre. But, I don't know. It'd be interesting to say. Most of my family is from the West Virginia, Kentucky area. They moved up here in the 60s like many people did. And what they brought with them was a love of bluegrass and a lot of that kind of folk and bluegrass music from the hills. So he'd listen to that a little bit as well, but he grew up on late 60s, early 70s radio. So
Gotcha.
everywhere CCR was huge, obviously, because there's a lot of country in that stuff. But
Oh yeah.
yeah, that was growing up for sure. It was just nothing but kind of that vein, which now is being it's hotter than ever, really, to kind of rip it off or be a fan of it.
So every now and then you'd catch those old school, the Lester Flats and the Bill Monroes and things like that.
Yeah, and some of the smaller guys too. My what would that be? I guess like my great uncle Ed Blankenship had a band back in the 70s. He had a bus and all, and he would play and tour with like Larry Sparks and all those old flat picking kind of hillbilly singers. And growing up, man, I wasn't very good on that stuff. I tried to pick it up a little bit, but I was too slow, kind of like my papa. It was just everything was kind of really fast. And
I was about to say, man, they move. That's some lightning hands right there.
Yeah, and I my first love came with Elvis Presley, and
nice.
I guess just the attitude and everything that all those Sun recording artists had, from Roy Orbison to Cash and Elvis Presley, and later on I'd find out, Howlin' Wolf was cutting down there and stuff, which makes complete sense, that Sam Phillips and that Sun thing was that was huge for me. I don't know what it was. Maybe there was just so much bluegrass around me that I just kind of like shoved it to the side, it was kind of that thing. But
finding your old your own old gym.
Yeah. And once I got my car, man, the oldie station came on, and that's where a lot of rock and roll influence and all that came from. But
You were the guy then that was cruising around still listening to FM radio.
Yeah. Well, other than that, around that time, so I'm 25 now.
Mm-hmm.
I'm talking back from like 2015 probably to 2019. The Sturgill Simpsons and Tyler Childers were starting to get their time in the sun. So I started buying these records and flipping them over and started seeing the name Dave Cobb. If I wasn't listening to a Cobb produced thing, then it was FM radio 100.9 out of Otsego. It's the oldie station.
There you go. Shout out to 100.9. There we go.
Cool 101.
Is that now? Did they play like all oldies, or was it one of the oldies that was like more like R&B soul oldies?
It was cool, especially the times I'd listen to it. So I'd listen to it going into school or work. I did a part-time thing. I wasn't good in school, but I did really good in trade schools, and I learned to weld, and I'd work half the day in school. So the times I'd listen to it, you got to be careful. Midday, dude, you're going to get like Gwen Stefani stuff or like Blondie or something. But early on, you're getting a lot of cool regional 70s hits, which I loved, like Blood, Sweat, and Tears. And then a lot of Motown, obviously Temptations, Supremes, Marvelettes. A ton of things there, and I just fell in love with the songwriting, and the inspirations were different to me. There's even some kind of New Orleans things that I didn't really dive into at the time, like Dr. John and Patti LaBelle and all that, that I'd later go on to like completely get enamored with, from Alan Toussaint being like one of my favorite producers now. And the band got involved, they're all kind of intertwined. So that's where my brain really started opening up. But it was the times I'd listened to it, it was very good oldies. So we're talking, like you said, R&B, soul, rock and soul, Ike and Tina, that kind of stuff.
I like it. Now, was your dad, your granddad actually who taught you to play the guitar, introduced you to the guitar?
Yeah. And we never really looked at the guitar as trying to be a guitar player. It was just always keeping rhythm and trying to get the story across. I was just telling my friend, and
hit a note every now and then while you're telling the story.
Yeah. It's like when Papa would sing very early on, I'd just see a small movie in my head, and that was like the first time where I was like, I got to be able to make small movies because that's so fun,
Yeah.
And, first, it was just E, A.
Yeah.
EAB, and then eventually DGA, and then GCD, you know, whatever. Those kind of chord progressions, like, oh, you can have different themes of movies based on where you can. And I never thought of it like trying to do a guitar solo or anything up until I joined a band, really. I mean, that was pretty later on. I was about, 17. So
it's all about the story from the beginning.
Yeah, and that's why I think, this I fell into this subgenre of heartland rock, because it turns out, these rockers like I guess Tom Petty, Bob Seger, they were very story oriented in the songs, Turn the Page and American Girl, and they paint these really vivid, fun pictures backed up by a bad band. And when we got in the studio to cut the first record, it came out, and I remember reading the bio, because we never talked about the bio with with Elektra, and it said Heartland Rock rides again. And I had to Google that. I was like, what Heartland Rock? Like, I was kind of mad a little bit, because I was like, we cut a CCR record. What is it? What are they talking about? That kind of thing. And then sure enough, I was like, actually,
okay, that's acceptable. Okay,
yeah, actually, that's kind of I mean, the names that were listed are so gigantic. I'm not trying to compare myself to that, but yeah, that's where I come from. That is kind of that's the angle, and that's the attitude, and the that's where I'm from, as well as the Midwest, and Heartland Rock was really prominent there.
Well, I mean, you mentioned him. I mean, one of my favorites, and you being from Michigan, Bob Seger. Like, I mean, because like in my head, it's mandatory that you like learn night moves when you're like 8 in Michigan. Was that the case? I mean, when did you find Bob Seger?
I guess I didn't appreciate him until I got a little older. I think that's for most people. You're so force fed it.
His songs too. I mean, that's the thing, is all of his songs are about being young and looking back at it in retrospect and being like, hey, this was me at my peak, man. Like, so.
Yeah, that's true. That is very true. And I think I started appreciating him a lot when I started making the rock and roll band. Because I would hear the story. I'm like, oh, you know what? He was onto something when he wrote "Turn the Page." That's a pretty good song, and that's a bad band. And then Main Street and all of the I guess smaller hits. But I started appreciating him probably around 18, 17. I grew up with him, obviously, but it was kind of his dad rock and all that.
I love that dad rock. I mean. Roll Me Away. And like I said, Night Moves. It has always been one of my faves.
That whole record.
Oh yeah. Well, now for listeners that don't know, I think you mentioned it. You grew up in Otsego, Michigan. Now I did a little looking around. I always love to do this. I went around online, and it seems like to me, by what I could see as far as the reviews, that Four Roses Cafe was the food place to go. Am I right, or do you have a spot? If I were coming to Otsego, where would you tell me to go?
That's funny. I've heard great things. It's been there forever, but it's kind of like the more
fancy
expensive
place.
Yeah, kind of expensive, which it ain't, but it's
no. Like, I looked at the prices, I was like, it's reasonable, but they do have some they have some fancy options. Like,
it's just a different thing around here, I guess. I lived in Nashville for quite some time. And now I'm back in the area. It's I mean, I've heard good things. I've never been there. I've never, but it's right around the area. I'm always going to the really, really cheap spots, and I don't know. It's weird. I've never been in that place, which is.
Do you have any local places that you'd give me that you would say,
I like Casa Real. I like Mexican food a lot.
I did see that on there as well.
They have margaritas like that big. And if you you catch it on a good day, don't eat too much, finish one of those things, you're great.
That's all you need. That's all you need. Well, now, one other Michigan question before I move on to the music, because I heard you reference this about a Sunday one time. Seeing as how you are 25, you've basically endured a lifetime of the Lions not being good. How wild is it to now these last couple of years them like be good with Dan Campbell?
Oh wow, it's that's hard feeling to describe. It's almost like imposter syndrome.
It's a little unsettling. You're like, what?
Yeah, and I was living in Nashville around the time when that whole thing blew up.
Yeah.
And I started seeing these Lions things go up, and I'm like, oh, you bricks, man. Yeah, I know exactly what's going on. I've been a gigantic fan since I was very, very young. My whole room was Calvin Johnson.
Yeah.
We had Ndamukong Suh and Jalvin Stafford. I watched that whole thing play out, and we were always like right on the verge of possibly.
This is the year. This is the year.
Yeah, and it never happened. And then Dan Campbell came in, and I was one of I laughed, with that when he came in with the speech. I was
bite their kneecaps off. Yeah.
Yeah, I was like, here we go, man. We're reset back to ground zero, and to watch what him and Brad have done, man, it's surreal. And we got the Michigan boy to lead the charge, and Aiden Hutchinson.
Yeah.
And now we just got a new kid, Isaac Tesla, from my area of Michigan. He's a big wide receiver, so we're hoping, we can, as long as we can get one win on the Packers every year, we're fine. That's all we need.
I feel like, you guys are slowly becoming America's team, honestly.
Yeah, well, that's good for the city of Detroit, man. I mean, I remember growing up and just being told don't go on the east side of the state. It's just scary. There's nothing good over there, and we were always told it's just, it's a very scary spot.
Yeah.
And we've been recording over there some and working over there quite a bit. We actually just got back from over there. And
it's rejuvenating, yeah.
It is. It's like with the sports teams, the Tigers are killing it again. Yeah. And it's nice to see the Midwest just get any kind of recognition or anything like that. It's just been so long.
Absolutely.
It kind of died with rock and roll, to be honest with you.
Yeah. Parallel with the Rust Belt. Yeah.
Yeah, which is it's cool. It's cool just to know, because that was, man, to quote Bob Seger, he says, I was reading in the Rolling Stone magazine, they said Detroit audiences are the best rock audiences in the world. And he goes, known that for 10 years. And then they all go crazy. Detroit Rock City. Cleveland is the home of
the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
Yeah, but it all died with it, dude. And it's sad to have to grow up in that Midwest, with from
the remnants.
Yeah, and then not to mention the opiate thing came in and really hurt everybody, but the Midwest was hurt really bad. And then the meth thing for our part of Michigan, it just kept getting kicked. It just kept getting kicked down, and now it finally feels like something is like there's a slow rumble. You know what I mean? So, and I'm hoping, something can come out of here. The sports teams are going to be good, but if something in pop culture can come out of here and really make some noise like it used to, like a Stevie Wonder or maybe
a Myron Elkins.
Oh, well, I think it's going to have to be a lot taller than me.
Well, I mean, talking about like you said, I mean, these hits that the area had been taking, you mentioned it before, you weren't really, you weren't dominating in school, and you ended up going to vocational school. And the way that it sort of sounds like, you've said in other interviews that I've heard you talk about this, like you might not maybe have made it to music if you hadn't had that bridge of welding to start.
Yeah, most likely not. I didn't know what I was doing. I think like a lot of people, and I still don't, but I kind of got a better picture.
A little better, yeah.
Yeah, I think the first thing that really ever told me to do it was we did this little battle of the bands thing for a radio station, and which is hilarious. I was just so nervous. I still am. Like I get very nervous before shows. I kind of got thrown into the fire a little bit, and I liked it. And I kept like kind of just playing with the fire, and then eventually we got the email from Cobb, and it kind of really kicked everything off.
Yeah, it's interesting. So, like, I mean, would you say the anxiety has sort of stayed the same, or has it like gotten worse as you played more?
It's gotten better. I think it's because I know what ground zero looks like, and I also know what like I guess the highest point is. I know the highest and lowest point you can be.
Yeah.
And I think the mystery of all that was really scary at first.
Oh yeah, jumping off into the unknown for sure.
Yeah, and it's around here, like, and I think in most parts in the world, being a musician isn't a viable source of anything besides just having fun and being a hobby.
Yeah.
So, I really jumped off after getting signed, and it hasn't really slowed down ever since. I've just been constantly trying to keep everything afloat and make sure I write with integrity, and make sure I study and know my stuff. I never want to, make a recording where it kind of feels like I'm parroting something,
We'd always, well, two things. One, I mean, on the parroting thing, I always find it interesting because, like, there's so many examples of artists, and I'm sure, as much as you like diving into old music, you've seen this a bunch, but like, it always makes me laugh. And I've talked to a couple of other artists about this when I'll hear, like, especially in like the 60s and 70s, a rock and roll artist talking about some blues artist or soul artist before that, and they're like, all we were doing was ripping that person off. But then you go back and you listen to the 60s, 70s artists, and it sounds like nothing like that band, and you're like, you didn't hit that at all. You missed your mark a lot. Like, so like, I mean, sometimes that parroting, even though it's not, obviously you don't want to be a parrot, but like sometimes it works out in the better because it mutates into something completely different.
Yeah, but sometimes it does just sound like that old stuff. And then it's like, that's the people that don't really stick out. And I feel bad for them because they did exactly what they're trying to do. You're right.
Yeah.
And then the people that aren't good chameleons sometimes thrive. Where it's like, Skynyrd always wanted to be the band Free.
Yeah.
Which is killer band if you guys aren't familiar.
Oh, yeah.
They do All Right Now.
Best, definitely their biggest hit for sure.
Yeah, which they're a great band, and I can hear some Skynyrd stuff in it, but I'm always like, man, I can kind of hear it, but the guitar playing's a little better in Skynyrd. But they don't really sound like Free so much. They don't really. They were right. Skynyrd's a weird one to kind of, I guess, they're Southern rock, but not quite Allman Brothers Southern rock, and
they had a harder edge than Allman Brothers. They also didn't have the jamminess of the Allman Brothers.
Yeah, but they're not quite Free either. So it's like this weird thing. But you're right. When people don't hit the mark, I think it does kind of help.
If they are good, it's sort of like you said. If they're good musicians, but they're bad chameleons.
Yeah, that's like the perfect storm of a good album.
They can't put themselves in a box, and it's like another example. Like you said, I bring this one up a lot because it always blows my mind. But Van Halen was talking about Panama, and he said we were just trying to be AC/DC, and he was here, and I was like, didn't sound anything like AC/DC, man. Like, but I was like, Panama is one of my favorite Van Halen songs. So I was just like, whatever you tried, man, I like it. Go for it. Like,
that is odd. I mean, it's sing-alongable too, I guess. I don't know, like an AC/DC song, but other than that,
I mean, of course, there's way too much notes. It's Eddie Van Halen guitar. It's not Angus Young guitar. Like, it's interesting when you hear some of those, but going back, you talked about getting signed, and going down and working with Dave Cobb. Now, I heard, and this was in another interview, but you're talking about like when you were a welder, you'd basically go full-time 12-hour shift, and then you would get off work and you would basically play from like 7 till midnight. and then
Yeah.
then wake up again at like 4 a.m. and go to your welding job. Was that before you got signed?
Yeah. So the problem was our guitar player worked. I believe it was second shift. He got off around 12. I mean, like at night, and we were all first shift. I'd work from 4:30 to pretty much 4:30.
Yeah.
Because he didn't get paid for lunch or whatever. But come home and I'd nap until like 11 o'clock, and then we would all wake up, meet over at the barn, and we'd play until 3 in the morning sometimes, like trying to write. And we all made an agreement that we would hold each other to it. So if somebody didn't make it, oh man, you're getting out. And that comes from the Skinner mentality of I guess woodshedding. I think
the Hell House.
The Hell House, that whole it's such a healthy but high-strung thing to kind of run a ship like that. But I think it really did us a lot of good because we really weren't naturally talented or gifted.
Gives you a little not competition, but expectation between the members. Yeah.
Yep. So we were. I would write the songs. Sometimes Caleb, the guitar player, or Avery would bring in something like a guitar part, and we would first rehearse what we had, and then we would just sit there and try to capture something. Try to tap into the muse of writing.
Nice.
And that kind of sounds kind of hard, I guess, or kind of like, oh, you were up so late doing that. But no, we were really doing it. And we weren't doing it because we wanted to. I'll tell you that.
Were you trying to get Caleb to find a first shift? Be like, hey.
Yeah, it's well, we were making such good money, man. He was a machinist for Stryker, and we're talking the other guitar player, Avery. So it wasn't like negotiable. We weren't like just working at AutoZones or anything. Like we had very good jobs.
Yeah.
So we couldn't. There was no way we were going to, try to interfere with that until we got the deal, and then it was like nobody gets deals, especially today. So we might as well do it. And but
well,
yeah,
now,
it was crazy.
With the deal, like that was the thing is I heard like, so was it your boss's brother's in-law that was the guy from Live Nation?
Yeah, it was my boss's brother-in-law.
Yeah, it was that. I feel like if somebody comes up and is like, hey, my in-law works at Live Nation, wants to, like, I'd be a little skeptical. Were you like,
oh, I didn't even know what that was. I had no clue what Live Nation was. And for the longest time, I told like my mom, I was living with my mom at the time when I was like 18, 17. And she would call him Live Nation Josh, and that was like that was his name. It was like, Mom, that's not his name. That's the company, And now we all know like Live Nation's got this huge target on its back, and
yeah.
But I didn't know anything about what that was, but yeah, he stepped in, and I never even knew you needed a man. I didn't know anything. I still don't know much, but back then it was very, very like.
Yeah, you were walking in the dark.
Yeah, and for good reason. I mean, you got to think if you're just looking on the outside, you're looking at like a musician. Like, what do they do? Because you don't go buy a record. Nobody is going to buy records.
Yeah.
Nobody knows. Like, I mean, there's not a lot of people that get into smaller artists.
Yeah.
From the outside looking in, But then there was that Americana movement that I think Stapleton kicked off. And it was just a surge of these smaller guys that were given opportunities, and thankfully, one of the main players in that caught wind of what we were doing, and we got kind of invited to the party.
Well, I mean, you mentioned Stapleton. I mean, I remember. We were lucky we had the Steel Drivers on the show, not when Chris was in the band after he had left, but like, I mean, I told them like that was the wild thing when I first heard them. It was funny because I was using Pandora, and there was a thing where you can put in like influences, like you can keep on just putting in like what you want to hear in their algorithm. And I remember one day I was just like, I want to hear something like basically like Americana. I was like, I want to hear something bluesy, but I also wanted to have a little bit of country or like Appalachia in it. And I want to have some like soul in it too. And like, then that was the thing is it was going through different songs. Like I'd get like an Al Green song and I'd get like some country. And then all of a sudden I got a Steel Driver song and I was like,
whoa, yeah.
This is like everything that I just said I want to hear in a song. Like, and I was like, who the crap is singing this too? Like, I mean, it just, his voice is insane. Now, when you got to work with Dave, was that a little bit of like a holy crap moment? Like, what am I doing here?
Yeah, and it still is really. We had not recorded really at all. We recorded once in Detroit prior to that. That didn't go super well. We didn't know how to cut a record to save our life. But after that, we did one thing in Grand Rapids, and then we did that EP just on a lake here. So that's 3 times, and that's really it. And then we got the invitation, went down there, and we learned a ton, man. Thankfully, I was able to bring all my friends and family. They played on it. From everybody that was in that barn pretty much got to play on it.
Nice.
And we just had a bass player step in. And me and my cousin Ricky, we really got enamored with the recording process, and that's when we really got bit by the bug. Because, performing live's fun and writing a song's pretty fun, but watching a song come together and just playing with sounds all day, it's like, oh man, we were just, I don't want to cuss on here, but we're pigs and really. You get in there and it's the funnest thing ever. I mean, there's knobs, you can go, there's studio tricks. One of the things that we like to do is like for a big build up to drop an amp and hear the reverb thing kind of go crazy. Tambourines, there's so much gadgets you get to use, and we didn't know how to use them. And I think that was the first time, Dave really was like, double this guitar part. Let's have a tambourine run through the chorus. We're like, oh, all right. So
now, Dave, is he mainly? I mean, obviously, recording. There's a lot of digital stuff, but I'm guessing he's mainly like he likes true instruments as far as like.
So I think there's 2 things that we walked out of there knowing and kind of following. If you can, you got to be able to cut to tape. That's what all the people we loved had done, and there's something to it. And it's just that's all there is to it. There's distortion, there's a feel, and there's and it's you got to cut to tape.
Now, was he like a full song kind of guy, like trying to get it all in one hit?
And that's the other thing. Cut live without a click track. Just cut live. So we walked out of there just knowing kind of the power of what those 2 things can be if you can really capture it,
Yeah.
One of the craziest things I heard was one of my favorites, Roy Orbison. They're like, how many takes did it take you, because you would think, it's Roy, a crack band.
Yeah.
Like, was it like 5 or 6? He's like, oh, no, my voice didn't start warming up until like take 40. And so a lot of those like Pretty Woman and stuff is like, you're 40 takes in? It's hard to believe, but you do. I mean, if you can capture a really good live take, there's nothing better. And I think that's what kind of Cobb wrote in on, with the Stapleton stuff.
There's something to it. I just recently had on the show Dan Tominski.
Yeah, he's awesome, man.
Yeah, he's we actually had a conversation about it, how like I told him he's got to be one of the most famous voices in the world that nobody actually knows his name.
Yeah, it's all think it's all
Avicii or it's Soggy Bottom Boys, one of the 2. But like that's the thing is on that song, the Soggy Bottom Boys song, T-Bone Burnett was the producer from the band. And he, that's what when he auditioned for the part and they gave him the part of actually performing Man of Constant Sorrow, they were like, hey, listen, it's all one take and it's all one microphone. It's you performing this
Yeah.
in front of that, and he was like, "What? No, we could make it a lot better." He's like, that won't work. That's not what we want to do. That's not what it wanted to sound like." And it's like I told him, I was like, it sounds way better, honestly. Like you get that feeling, you get that emotion, like.
Yeah, there's nothing better, man. I mean, obviously a click makes things easier, and we have recorded to a click. The last record we just did, we did a lot of it to a click.
Mm-hmm.
But we were still taking it live, and we were just kind of making sure that was keeping us within. But you sit in Sun, I keep bringing up Sun Studios, but sit in Sun Studios and listen to that live take a Walk the Line. And it's like, man, there's nothing holding these guys together besides just them, you know? And it's a feel. It's such a weird feel. It's great.
I mean, I definitely think there's music that benefits, like you said, from the click track. It depends on like what you're listening to, but like at the same time, you are robbing the drummer to a degree of what they do, and the organic feel of a slight variation, a slight, emphasis here or there that you start picking up or you start slowing down, and like, it can become a little robotic. And there's sometimes that you want to hear, like I said, you want to hear that sort of, unnatural robotic nature, but like, it just it is something that is sort of ingrained in that Americana for sure.
Yeah, it's just what everybody had to do, and it's like a tube amp or anything like that. It's just and the tape thing where that's the way they did it. It's the way we should probably do it.
Now I couldn't help but notice, like, I mean, we've been talking about the original, the debut album, Factories, Farms, and Amphetamines.
Yeah.
Now I couldn't help but notice the new album, Nostalgia for Sale. It's not on Elektra. So did you switch off of Elektra?
So I was very in the dark about a lot of things, but it turned out that was Cobb's kind of final year with Elektra, and he ended up stepping away, and which left us kind of just by the wayside. And they held on to us for a little bit, about a year, and then let us go. And I didn't know really what to do. So we made some really good buddies with the Lucero guys from Memphis. And I loved Memphis, Tennessee. I mean, I was like, my vacation when I was a little kid was going to see Elvis Presley's house, Graceland and Son and Beale and everything.
Wow. You convinced, now I'm guessing you had to convince your mom to take you there. I'm guessing your mom that wasn't her first choice.
Well, by that time Memphis was cheap, that's for sure. And they're probably pretty convinced that their son probably had some sort of autism at that point. I was so enamored by these Sun Studio recording artists that
they were like, hey, it doesn't cost that much. Let's just go. It's fine.
And my grandpa was all for it. Obviously, he's like, yeah, that's a lot better than Universal Studios or something in Florida. So we went down there, and I was, oh man, it was. My mom knew, like, she told me this later on. She's like, that's the first time I knew I like lost you to music, because it was just like watching. It was during Elvis week too, so there's a ton going on. But anyway, Nashville was just kind of really getting under my skin at that point, like it does everybody, it seems like.
Oh yeah.
And so we went to Memphis with friends, and first it was just like a 3-song thing to see what we could do. And we walked out of there like, uh-oh, we definitely got something here. The big thing was money. Obviously, we were playing shows with Charlie Crockett. We were going to Spain and trying to figure all that out. So just every penny I had, I really just put it away, and we finally got it done. We didn't get it done really until January. I just kept running out of money and running out of time. Then I'd run around, play whatever show I could. I played everything. I played living rooms at one point.
Wow.
Where they were just like, I heard you're trying to pay for a record. Will you come play for me and my mom for like $400? I'm like, yeah, for sure I will. So I did that, and eventually got it mixed. Eventually got it mastered. The cutting of it was a lot of fun. It was produced by my cousin drummer Ricky.
Yeah.
He's very smart. He does all the backup vocals as well in it.
Nice.
So every single backup thing is him. It's just he's the choir kid.
Let me ask you, I mean, as far as like, since you put all the sweat, blood, tears, money, time, everything into it, I mean, obviously you did with the first album too, but
Yeah.
I mean, considering you had to do like both sides of the work on this new album, does it feel a little bit more like, your baby, like putting it out there? Like,
Somewhat. It took so long, and I had to suffer so much for it that it's kind of, honestly, not having that backing really does suck. I mean, it does feel like it means a lot to me. It's just, man, it's kind of like something you love and hold on to, but it's just hurting you, So I finally got it out. I don't got the money to promote it per se. Like a lot of people say, you got to spend double what you spent making it to promote it, but that isn't what this thing was about, and this isn't why
you just wanted to get the songs out.
Yeah, and I was happy with just seeing everybody kind of come back and revisit my sound from that first record. That's the one that kind of had a little bit of push, and so it's cool. The monthlies shot back up and everything, and I was like, people still care. So it does feel it's very cool. It's the first one being Ricky really were able to approach on our own. Yeah. And thankfully we got everything paid off. So that was huge. That was such a glooming thing through this entire project. We're just staying in Memphis. It was wild. We had some fun nights in Memphis, that's for sure. It's a dangerous spot right now.
Hey, you weren't exactly staying in Graceland, I'm guessing.
No, we're actually near the studio, which is good. It's a good part of town. Honestly, it's not that bad. It was Midtown, which is
nice.
It was like the happening spot, but
there's a place in Memphis. I don't remember the name of it, but it was on the old show Diners, Drive-Ins, and Dives.
Okay.
That has dipped fried chicken. Like they dip it in like different sauces.
Cool.
And
all right.
I have wanted to go to Memphis
What it is.
just for that. I forget the name. I'm gonna have to look it up after this, but it looks amazing. And it always like outside of the music, because I've always wanted to go through for everything, like you said, Stax, Elvis, all of those things. But that is also on the top of my list because I just can't go without some great food.
There is some great food there, man. Thankfully, though, Payne's was right down the road from where we were. So, and they have like $5 bologna sandwiches, which is killer. That's some budget stuff.
You got to go for longevity. I gotcha.
Yeah,
I gotcha.
But no, I don't want to sound like Debbie Downer or anything on the record. It was just, I was holding on to it and just trying to figure out how to get it finished for so long that by the time it came out, it's kind of it took everything out of me a little bit.
It was more of sort of relief when you got it there. You're like, finally, here we are.
Yeah. Unfortunately, like I said, we weren't able to promote it as much as we'd like to.
Well, don't worry, this show will take it.
Yeah, there we go. It's the bump. We'll see the bump.
Now, like, I mean, when you look back on it, on this new album, we talked about it. What got you started in music? The stories. How do you think the stories came out on this album?
Killer. Yeah, killer. We pre-produced it a ton. Like I said, every time we went into that studio, it wasn't playtime, that's for sure. There was some arguments about that just within the band. Like I was like, hey, give me the guitar. We got like 40 minutes. We got to be done with guitars here.
Yeah.
That kind of thing, which really is unfortunate. But we were trying to get in and out. So we pre-produced it, though, and that was a lot of fun. Me and Ricky just sat down in my garage in Nashville. He would drive down, and I'd be like, all right, here's the song. And we'd agree that that's a good song, and that's the one that should go on the record.
Yeah.
And then we sat in my garage and would record it. We would just record it and layer it. And here's a guitar part, a catchy guitar part. Okay, so by the time we got in that studio, me and Ricky were like straight into, like, all right, that part.
You had all the directions. Yeah.
It's pretty much just color within the lines, make sure the tone is good. and let co-producer and engineer Toby Vest and Pete know, like, this is what's going to go on this. So what do you want to do first to save time? Like, so we don't tear down microphones and all that. So it was like science in there, man.
Nice. No, I mean, to save money, like you said.
Yeah. And, but I thought it came out really good. I love all the parts. We're head first into another one right now where,
wow.
We got some stuff kind of brewing, and I think this one's going to be in Detroit. So
nice.
And it's sounding really cool. We're really, really excited. The last one kind of detoured from the rock and roll Heartland rock thing a little bit, just unintentionally. We were experimenting with horns, and
I was about to say, you got a little bit more, I don't know what not jazzy, but a little bit more lively with that sound.
Yeah, it sounds, especially in Red Ball, I think that's such a cool, it's got a bunch of cool colors in it. It's got a little bit of that trumpet solo, and it's got a little bit of a ragtime almost here and there, but it's still kind of country and all that. So, yeah.
So is the new one that you're working on, is it more going back to the Heartland, or?
Yeah. We got a newer band right now, all Michigan cats. And we just caught a song that I'm very excited about. And it sounds big, sounds cool, sounds loud, and we've always been trying to make this record that we're starting right now. I was just so shooken up after kind of what happened last June, and when we were cutting this one, I was just frantically trying to get something out. I was waiting a long time to try to put anything out, and when I knew that Lifeline was cut, it was like, oh, so now it's cut and I'm behind. So I'm hoping this time around we can kind of get ahead of the ball a little bit.
Yeah. Well, now on Nostalgia for Sale, I like to ask this question, but like if somebody came up to you, because, I hear so many people in interviews ask like, hey, what's your favorite song on the album? I'm like, well, they're all their songs. Come on. But
yeah.
Now, if a person came up to you though and said, hey, I only have time for one song, give me a song that sort of encapsulates the album.
Yeah.
Which one would you give them?
I'd probably say, I think Testimony. I don't think it really shows everything that's in the record, but I think that's the feel of it. That song is kind of the theme of where my head was at a little bit.
Nice.
So I think that was the theme. We have Extremes from God Bless the Rain being kind of this like Van Morrison kind of horn driven thing, all the way to like Red Ball being a country thing.
Yeah.
I think it'd be Testimony. I loved how it came out. Rick Steff from Lucero played the keys on the record, and
nice.
I remember him putting down that Rhodes part and just being like, "Whoa!" That's kind of it transformed it into this really kind of folky thing, into this. The thing I was kind of trying to go after was like a Harry Nilsson. Everybody's talking.
Yeah.
And he kind of did that, but he kind of went more dark with it, kind of like Good Time Charlie's Got the Blues, like Danny O'Keefe. So
nice.
I remember hearing that part come together. I'm like, oh, wait a minute, that just took this song from like being this groovy to that groovy. So
yeah,
and the words meant a lot. There's a lot of lyrical, I guess, things in this record where I really stood behind it, especially while we were recording it, which helped.
Nice. Well, now the new album that you said you're working on here, is there any obviously you just came out with this most recent album last month. Is there any timeline that you have on the new one?
Fast, as quick as I can.
Wow.
We're so backlogged. I signed when I was 19, and I didn't know if that first record was really going to come out. And from 19 now 25, I've written and demoed and been playing live so many songs that just we never really even thought of really putting down. I've demoed them.
Yeah.
But, they were more just pitches toward the label, and
Yeah.
nothing became of it. So, and not to mention, I've taken a few meetings of trying to get some help with my projects, and
Right.
they're not met with a ton of enthusiasm or anything like that. I think just because the numbers on social media is not there, and that's all that really matters at the moment for getting help per se.
It's a TikTok game. Yeah.
Yeah, so I haven't cracked that code, but like I said, I got something going on in Detroit, and we play live, and that's just kind of what we are.
I was about to say, man, you're playing the real world game.
Yeah, which really hurts you these days, but I've still got a little bit of faith that at least at the end of the day, I can say, I paid dues and did things the right way,
I've seen it work. I mean, even in the modern day, I've seen it work, and to me, when you do that, you get more dedicated fans.
Yeah.
You get the fans that will go with you anywhere. So, like Spain.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
I mean, that to me is worth it. And, make it, especially when you're like, being a content creator is fine. Make your content, but like at the same time, when you're a musician, that's not what you wanted to sign up for. And most musicians didn't sign up for it. And like, that's the thing that kills me is when I see musicians basically, to not put it nicely, being a hooker and trying to sell themselves and just being like, hey, here's my video. And you're just like, oh, God, man, don't do it. Don't do it. Like,
absolutely. Before I moved out of Nashville this spring, and I was trying to get the record out and get it mixed, man, I was like, just trying to come up with money and just trying to get this in front of anybody.
yeah.
It came to the point where I was like, I'm done taking these meetings because these guys suck. Like, the first things first, it was always just, what's the Instagram looking like? What's your TikTok looking like?
Yeah.
And I just walk out of those places so defeated. So coming into the town at 19 and now walking out of it at 25 it's so different. At 19, everybody's taking your meetings,
Yeah.
And especially with a major label release, I feel like we have a merit on us now of we've been pushed before and it didn't work out. So it's you're walking around with a merit on you, really.
Didn't work out in their eyes. Didn't make enough money. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's tough, dude. It's tough, but.
I mean, I would go back to where we started. I would go back to Willie. Willie didn't work out in Nashville. Didn't mean he wasn't an amazing artist. He just had to go to Austin to find himself. And I mean, it was different then. It wasn't social media, but they were still trying to package him in a way that he shouldn't have been packaged. So.
Yeah, and you got to keep going. I don't know if I think most people would probably move home and go back to work, and I'm not really ready to do that yet. So we're putting out records, and I've got everything. There's a lot of sacrifice going on, about as much as anybody can, honestly, at this point. So I've just got a lot of faith in it, and not to sound like a cheese ball again, but I really love music, and especially the kind of music that I listen to, which is, classic Americana, rock and roll, soul, and country music. So
keep chasing the dream, man.
Yeah, it's fun. Like I said, I'm really excited about this next one. I'm hoping maybe we can really put the next one out there a little bit more with promotion and
a little more gusto.
Yeah, which is, it's hard to find these days, dude. It's hard to get that kind of ball rolling. But I'm in a better spot.
You never know, too. Like, I mean, the great thing is you never know when somebody could just randomly choose that song of yours to be on TikTok, and it just like, I mean, Mitchie and the coal miners there. Their song, my God, it took off. They it literally, I don't know how many streams it had on TikTok, and now they have like monthly listeners of like 30 million on
That's
Spotify. Like, it is absolutely insane. And they didn't do any, they did absolutely zero on that. Like, all of a sudden it was just one of those things that they were like, what's happening to our our numbers? Like, so
It's a lotto. That's what I'm friends with this very young guitar player. She's phenomenal. Her name's Grace Bowers, and
oh yeah.
she always told me, like, which is funny, taking advice from a 17-year-old guitar player, but she's like, it's a lotto, Myron, and if you can win the lotto on there, then it helps a lot.
Well, I mean, I would say about her, she didn't win that necessarily lotto, because she does. I mean, there's not to say there aren't talented people, but it helps when you're extremely talented.
Yeah, absolutely.
And like, that's the thing with, like, when you're doing like her sort of like pure guitar stuff.
Yeah.
It'll draw in when you're doing a bunch of those videos, but yeah, it is. I mean, it is a lotto in a lot of ways, but I got my fingers crossed for you, man.
Yeah, well, the more you can put out into the world, and that's why I'm not really not that worried about the promotion side as much as just making sure they're good tracks, because I just need stuff out in the world. I've been doing this for approaching 7 years, 8 years, 7 years, four realistically, because that's when I really went after it. But just having more stuff right now is kind of the way to be, as long as you just got to have it out. If you can't promote it, you might as well just have abundance of it. So
you can do the old shotgun approach.
Yeah, and we're confident in what we do. We think they're good tracks, and we don't really see why it wouldn't give us some kind of following. So we're just trying to put it out. We're just trying to make it as good as we can and put it out. I mean, sometimes you gotta leave people behind.
I love it. Well, Myron, we are up against a break, man, but I wanna thank you for coming on the show today.
Yeah, thanks for talking, and thanks for having me.
Absolutely. Listeners, make sure you check out the new album Nostalgia for Sale. And Spain listeners, we've got some regular Spain listeners. Make sure you check him out live. Right now, let's take a listen to Testimony right here on the Doc G Show. And we are back here on the Doc G Show, Spinnaker Radio, WSKRLP 95.5 FM, and you just heard Myron Elkins here on the show. Fantastic fella, Mike. Just, you know what? Talking to Myron made me want to go to Torch Lake even more. I was like, you know what? If there's lovely people in Michigan like Myron, I want to go up there and hang out with some lovely people like Myron and be at Torch Lake. Bonus. Double bonus.
It's a party.
Just wild though, Mike. I think he hasn't admitted with himself. In his head, he always had that dream of playing music, but he just couldn't come out and say it. And he never actually gave up that dream, even though outwardly he was saying, hey, I'm going to be a welder for the rest of my life. In his head, he was like, no. Music.
That's a fact.
That's what I got to do, man. I gotta music it up, And now he's doing it. Woohoo! That's wild. He's touring the country. Touring the world, That's one of those things, Mike. You got to say. I mean, there are levels to succeeding, and that's a big step. He is
for sure.
touring the country and touring the world.
Sweet. World touring. musician.
Well, Europe
big.
loves Americana, Mike. They're a big
do.
fan. Country, rock, they love all of it. They're huge fans, especially Spain. Shout out to Spain. Mike, we need to move on to the fastest growing segment in the world.
Mike C, Tap 3.
That's correct. Mike, I'm going to be honest. I'm a little concerned about this topic because I don't feel like I gave it enough research. It deserves more than this, and I feel like I'm just going to go ahead and say it, listeners. I have my top 3, but I don't know if they are my top 3, honestly. I feel like I needed to go through, like, the entire research. Now, listeners, if you don't remember from last week, the topic this week is top 3 overrated movies. And I will give this disclaimer. My movie recommendations are coming from a dude that loves the movie Lifeguard with Sam Elliott and MacGruber. So, I'm just saying. If that's not your type of movie, then I might have some weird overrated movies, you know? But Mike, do you have any honorable mentions?
I have one that's kind of silly.
Okay, I have one too. Mine is not really silly. It actually goes with what I was saying, which I agree with the fictional character on Seinfeld. Elaine, the English Patient. I don't know if you've ever seen that movie, Mike. It's drab, and it goes on for a very long time, and yet it won, I think, 7 Oscars or something like that, and a bunch of people were talking about how great it was.
Nope.
Can't do it, Mike. Can't do it. As far as winning all those awards, I'm not having a great time. And that's the thing, Mike. For me, that's what makes it overrated. Right? I'm not here for a think piece. I don't need to deliberate on, and which, by the way, too, Mike, I will say I looked on just a couple of lists as far as, best or most overrated movies, and I was highly offended that I saw on a couple of lists, Dazed and Confused was on that list, and Gladiator. And I was like, I will fight anyone who said those 2 movies are overrated.
You downvoted them, even though they were posted 3 years ago.
I downvoted the crap out of them, Mike. But anyways, English Patient was my honorable mention. Mike, what's your honorable mention?
Okay, and I want our listeners to know, as most of the regulars already do, I only like huge monster movies and huge disaster movies. So, Day After Tomorrow, 2012.
We're not a classy
Armageddon.
group, listeners. We are not a classy
Impact.
group.
Yeah, no. But mine was Frozen.
Hey, you know what? I can see. I've heard great things about it. I've heard great things. I haven't actually seen it, so I can't. I can't say if it's overrated or not. I do find the singing sort of annoying. I'm not a big. I'm not a big singing in movies guy, which you'll see actually with my list. A little precursor to one of my movies. But yeah, no, like when it's, and I mean, it's constant singing in that thing. There's a song like every 5 minutes in Frozen.
Yeah.
And I remember when it came out, on you'd go into Target and there'd just be 30 TV screens with Elsa singing some and I'd be like, yeah.
And little kids love the songs. I mean,
course.
It's just, with how much publicity the film got, when I actually watched it with my niece, I was like, really?
You looked over at your niece and you were like, grow up, this sucks.
This is
lame. Where's the jokes? I haven't heard one. What is this? My number 3. I'm not sure if you remember this movie, honestly. A lot of people don't. And it was one of those movies. Again, you know how many Oscars this thing won? 7. 7 Oscars. The movie was titled Gravity. Gravity.
Yeah, Gravity. I saw that one.
Yeah, where the 2 astronauts in space, they're stuck there.
Sandy Bullock, right? Sandy Bullock? No.
I don't know. Is she? What is she in there? Hold on.
I think she was the main character.
She was? Oh, yeah, that's right. I forgot. Sorry. Yeah. I just didn't like it, Mike. Not at all. It was just like, I mean, it goes on, like, you get it, you're stuck in space, like, it's just like, I don't know. Like, to me, I don't know. And that's the thing, too, is like, it's got two people that I'm a big fan of. Obviously, I forgot that Sandra Bullock was the main character. But George Clooney, come on. Get out of town.
Oh, yeah.
But I just, like, I don't, and that's the thing. To me, it's just not a premise that I'm going to be jazzed about. I'm just like, oh, so we're watching them try not to be stuck in space the entire time. Okay. And there's no, like it's just, it was a real bummer for me, Mike.
Yeah.
It just, no, thank you. Like, anyways, Mike, you're number 3.
Hunger Games. I mean, how many movies were there?
I would put Hunger Games on there too, but I haven't even seen them. That's right, listeners. I haven't seen any of them.
Yeah.
I'm just not in. I watched like 20 minutes of it with my best friend Brandon one time, and I was just like, I had to go to work, and I was like, all right, dude, I'll see you.
Yeah.
And I got to be honest. The 20 minutes was not roping me in, Mike.
That's enough to call the movie overrated, because I think that's about how much I watched of it.
It was just.
Like, I'm not.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I mean, maybe we just don't have enough imagination, Mike. I don't know. I'm not too interested in some kind of weird apocalyptic world of. You've got a weird food. Like government that is forcing you to hunt each other and go out there and murder each other. Like bizarre.
Yeah,
bizarre.
And then that there's so many more Hunger Games sequels.
Oh, there's like 37 of them. Like you said,
on.
they've just they came out a whole bunch of them. I agree. Yeah. I concur, Mike. I'm not gonna throw that one off. I'll validate you're overrated. And trust us, we're the best. We're the best to do this, listeners. My number 2. This one you might disagree with, Mike, because it sort of falls into what you like. Avatar.
Actually, that's my number 1.
Oh, okay. There you go. There it is.
It's a terrible movie.
I didn't know because it's sort of it is like it's a big budget thing, right? And it's alien, so I wasn't sure, but yeah, it's just goofy, man. I'm like, what? And like I like other James Cameron movies. Titanic was a big production. I mean, like, I wasn't a huge Titanic fan, but it was a good movie.
I was.
And like, I mean, like Terminator, yeah, love Terminator, right? Mm-hmm. But Avatar, like, just goofy blue people and just all of it, like, unnecessary. Like, and then they tell you how much it costs. They're like, it was $17 trillion, and you're just like, what? Why? What is this? Like, just, to me, overrated, Mike. Yeah. Overrated.
Yeah.
Well, since you told me your number 1 there. Oh, wait, you haven't given the number 2. What's your number 2?
Yeah, my number 2, Inception.
Don't want to go against Leo.
Controversial.
Yeah, like, I
watched it twice, man.
I like the levels of like, oh, this is wild, like but like, yeah, like mind blowing. No, like some people acted like it was just this like, oh my god, can you believe it? Like, and I'm just like, yeah, I can believe it. It's fine. Like, I don't know. It did not blow my mind like some people said it was. Like,
Yeah.
And I got to be honest. If I'm watching a Leo movie, I just want it just to be a sexy action or sexy drama. That's what I want to see Leo doing. Mm-hmm. Like Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. That's sexy Leo right there.
Yeah. Oh yeah. That's a good Leo.
Mike, I'll agree with every single one of the movies you've said.
Yeah.
I have no problem with your movies selections.
It's just, the only thing I'll say about Inception, the only cool part to me was when the city, like, came up,
Yeah.
That was cool. That was it, though.
No, good special effects. Don't get me wrong.
Great
Good
special effects, but the overall like storyboard, the whole we're gonna go into a dream now. Nah, that's stupid. Anyways, all right.
Yeah, no, I concur, Mike, and obviously, no shade towards Leo. You did what you could, Leo. All right.
Yeah, wasn't you?
You were making it work. All right. Same thing with Avatar. I think there were a bunch of good actors and actresses in there. I don't remember. There were a bunch of people in blue paint. Anywho, Mike, my number one, La La Land. Ugh.
La La Land.
Ugh.
With Ryan Gosling?
Yeah, and Emma Stone.
Yeah, I forgot. That was a highly rated. That got a bunch of awards.
Mike, it won 7 Golden Globes and 6 Academy Awards. It is the essence of overrated. Like, don't get me wrong. Again, I love Emma Stone and Ryan Gosling. I do not want to see them do weird, stupid musicals singing their way through a movie. It is like those two were in a Crazy Stupid Love, Mike.
Great movie.
Yeah, that's a fantastic movie. I love that movie, but La La Land, oh, God, it's horrible. And then, of course, the whole and I think part of it was because it's framed around Hollywood. So, like, all the folks in the industry had to be like, oh, yeah, it's about us. It's amazing. Like, it sucked, Mike. It sucked hard.
Yeah, I didn't even see the movie.
It's like 7 Golden Globes, 6 Academy Awards for this.
You watched it?
Pass. Yes, Mike. Mike, okay, that was good. But like I said, I still feel like I should have done more research on it.
It's hard, man. It's like every movie I ever watch. Like most of the movies I've seen
in my
life, I love it. Yeah,
you're invested. Yeah,
I don't care how bad it is.
Yeah. Well, and that's the thing is all of those movies on my list. Would I watch them again? Yeah. Would I be jazzed about it? Probably not. But I'd watch it again. I wouldn't
watch any of those movies again.
Mike, what do you want to do next week?
All right. What's your going to have to wait for this place?
Remember that was the one that the top 3 places you go that you know you're going to have to wait, but you still go. Like, it's just either it's either because the thing is so good, or the thing just has to be done, and you're just like, oh, I've got to go there. But the whole top 3 is the places that you're most likely going to have to wait, and so you're just gonna do that way.
Yeah. So let's go with that one, and then we'll do top 3 places to stop and pee on a road trip.
Okay, so we're going to do top 3 places you visit that you know you're going to have to wait. There is a guaranteed wait with these places, whether good or bad.
Top 3 guaranteed waits.
You explain your top 3 waits. Okay, Mike, we are moving on. We got 2 birthday suits. I give you like 2/3 of a chance on both of these. So it's like 66. Both of them are Hollywood actors.
Word.
One of them is deceased. One of them is still alive. Which one do you want first?
Let's go with the deceased.
Okay. So born on July 23rd in 1967. Birthday suit wearer, became a fantastic actor. He studied at New York University's Tisch School of the Arts. He started playing small roles in different movies like Scent of a Woman and in Boogie Nights, and then also in Almost Famous. He then took on leading roles in movies like Capote and Charlie Wilson's War. We talked about that just a little while ago.
Yeah.
He also Doubt and The Master, he was the lead role in. He was one of the funniest wingmen of all time in his role in the movie Along Came Polly that he did with Ben Stiller. Sadly, he passed away in 2014 from a drug overdose. In the New York Times obituary, they said perhaps the most ambitious and widely admired American actor of his generation. Name that birthday suit wearer.
You know, I knew exactly who it was right away. Andy was in Twister.
Yep.
And
You gave me the name because I couldn't think of it.
I can't remember I'm blanking right now.
Remember, Mike, it's a threefer name. 3 names.
Yeah.
You always say all 3 of his names.
Oh, man.
I'm going to give you the initials. PSH.
Yeah, I'm gonna skip. I'm just gonna keep it moving.
I'm gonna go to the next one. I'm gonna give you time to ponder because you know the name. You said it last week. You actually gave it to me when I couldn't think of it when I was talking about Charlie Wilson's War.
Yeah, I don't know why. I was like, it just got into blanking mode.
Okay, the next one though, July 23rd, 1961. Our birthday suit wearer was born in Midlands, Texas. He jumped to stardom on the show Cheers. Became famous with movies like White Men Can't Jump, Indecent Proposal, National Born Killers, The People vs. Larry Flint, Zombieland, and The Hunger Games, Mike.
Yeah.
He is known for loving weed as well. Name that birthday suit wearer.
And he's like Matthew McConaughey's brother.
They've talked about the possibility. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Man, I can't remember.
Give you the initials on him. WH.
Man, I can't believe I'm blanking on everybody today. It's definitely not Wesley.
Nope.
I don't know why that name keeps coming to me.
Knock on, Mike. Knock on.
Wood. Doc G. I'm gonna let
Woody Harrelson.
Woody
Mike.
Harrelson.
Woody Harrelson.
And I still can't think of the other guy either.
I know, it's an
not a good day
information
for me.
overload, Mike. It is an information overload. PSH.
Yeah.
I'll give you the first, and I know you'll get the last 2. Philip.
Seymour Hoffman.
There you go.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, man.
Yeah, Philip Seymour Hoffman.
One of those days, Doc G.
R.I.P. Wow. Was that an offer, Mike? Who was, I forget now, who was the first, let's see. Oh, yeah, it was an offer. It was Slash.
An offer. Oh, man, it happens.
That's rough.
It happens.
That is rough, Mike. I didn't think you'd get miss all 3.
I know. Oh, man.
Sometimes it happens. It happens.
Can't believe that.
But we need to wrap it up. I have been your host, Doc G. With me, as always, the one, the only, Mikey Maximus, the Furnicus. Charette.
Always a pleasure, Doc G, except when I miss all birthday suits. But yeah, thank you.
It's okay.
Always
it's okay. We have got some great guests coming up, listeners. We have the one, the only Steve Trevino coming on the show. We also have fantastic UB40 once again coming on the show. Just multiple great guests. Can't wait. But until next week, zip it up and zip it out.
Zippity-doo-dah.